before I move on the technical evaluation part, I would just like to know that like how much you are hands-on, what effort or what time or how much percentage you are putting on the coding side.
I can say 70% of development, 35, 65 to 35, like 65% development, 35% to support. But at the end of the day, I have also doing my own tasks to deliver it. If any of the team members was stuck in some of the technical functionality wise, technical wise, I have to extend my hours and I need to support them. Yeah, it's a quite, I can say like a 65%, 35%.
Okay, so it's a 65, 35. Okay.
Yeah.
And the role which we are looking for currently is more towards a technical. You might have the reporting, that's fine, that's okay. But we are looking on the more technical side. So my discussion with you would be completely on technical
No
side,
problem.
not from the management side. Okay.
No problem.
I just want to make sure that when we discuss, we both sync together, we understand. Because as a recruiter, we focus only the area what we are looking for, right? Exactly. So that's the reason I would look on those areas. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So this discussion I would like to divide into four part. One is basically C# best practices design patterns. Other one is about your big application skill, let's say ASP.NET, MVC, design and other aspects. And then we will go through the cloud, like you have experience on Azure as well as AWS. So I'm not aware about the AWS, so I will majorly focus on the Azure. Okay, so Azure is something which I would like to focus on more, like AKS and application gateway and DevOps if you have worked on, then different kind of services which provide Azure and how you have implemented it, like you have used keyboard. So I would like to cover those. And the final part is that, I would like to go through that, your database skill set. So that's what it is. So we will try to consider this time to discuss all these four topics, and one by one we'll go through that. Okay? Okay. So in C#, like C# 6 and 8, something is coming. So you are working on .NET Core, which version?
3.1.
3.1. Okay. So now market 5.1 or 6.0 is coming up. No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So let's consider we normally we are using Core. .NET Core is more popular nowadays. People are using it. So as an architect, as a team lead, as a developer, what do you feel that what is the additional advantage? What is the disadvantage of using .NET Core platform for developing new applications?
Yeah, it's a very good question. If you use the .NET Core, most of the time we can consider it as a platform dependent. If you are using that MVC application, it's a platform dependent, and we can develop an application. We can host an application in a Windows versions of OSs. In .NET Core, we can host our application in Windows and Linux. Compared to the security point of view, compared to the other point of view, Linux will give a more security and more throughput compared to the Windows. Apart from that, it's a .NET Core will have that modularized based application. We can easily deploy our application by using the .NET Core with the Azure combination, with using the different versions, by using the CLI, by using the Azure DevOps, by using deployment can be happen easily. Here, if you develop an application, .NET Core is a lightweight. It will not load of all the libraries, even though it is not using like that. It will use the meta packages, and it will load whatever the packages are needed for an application execution. Instead of the MVC, we don't want to bother about of all the request pipeline. It has to be taken care by that all the modules and handlers has been defined by the AS server. But here we are using that Castrol is an server. It is a lightweight compared to the AS because of every request and response handling by the developer or the programmer or the architect. We have to be taking care of all the request, and it is a compared to it is a very lightweight, and it can we can say that if it will lightweight, it will give a more performance compared to the AS.
Okay, good. So I will go before we move the advanced concept of C sharp. I would like to have one, basic coding skill test, and then we'll move on to the next level. Okay. So I'm going one by one step. So our interview is scheduled in that way. The complexity in the further discussion will keep increasing. Okay. So that's why I'm going from very basic to complex level. So these are the very basic questions which I have. So in this Ramu, what you have to do that I'm typing this question. Okay. Once you get it, you have to share your desktop and write in any app editor. Like I will not consider the syntax error if you have it any. I'm just looking at the algorithm, what kind of data structure you are using. Okay, so I just give you a question. So basically, this is a very simple problems. We want to check it your analytical thinking. How do you analyze it? How do you proceed on this? So the question is like these are you have to write a function, and this is string is which I am passing currently is a 3 character. It might be n number of character, but the output what I am expecting is the other permutations of the given string. For example, one character same character will be located at each place of this string, like first position, second position, nth position. So all the combination of string will be generated by that function and it will return. So you can go ahead and share your screen, or if you want to write in Visual Studio, I'm open it, or if you want to write in Notepad, I'm also open it. I just want to see the algorithm steps, how do you write it. Okay.
Let me know once you are able to see the screen.
Yes, I'm able to see, Ramu.
will give input to xyz will do 3 times. Okay, 3 times. First term xyz. Okay, and the second term xz. Okay, here the character. Start from 0. Character not equal to permutation. Meeting లో ఉన్నా. Sorry.
No, Sudaramu, I can understand. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Permutation.
Okay, so Ramu, do you think that any kind of right data structure selection will improve your solution? What you are doing, it might give you a result like at certain level, but there are a couple of things. One is the right data structure for a particular given algorithm. First, second one is is there any programming mechanism? Let's say consider this scenario, is there anything which can recursively use it or recursion can be used? Second one is what is the appropriate data structure you can define for this so that your algorithm work in very smooth way instead of having the complex logic for looping and character and other stuff. So do you think that any appropriate data structure other than this loop, other than this, string and moving one by one character in this way?
Yeah, we have there, but yeah, if you use that hash set, it will use that the unique values. But if we want to stuff it, right, we can have that some predefined functions. We can able to use it and we can able to perform it. But I did not get a chance to work like this.
Yeah, okay. Not issue. We'll not spend more time. That's fine. Let's move on the next one. So in design patterns, let's say consider I'm talking about gang of four design pattern. So what are the patterns you are aware about? I'm not going through the in the theoretical part. I would like to hear. My question is completely related to your implementation approach. What is your implementation? Where do you have implement? What kind of scenario is implemented? So, what are the patterns you are through the implementation wise?
Okay. Yeah, I have implemented a singleton design pattern to get the connection strings. For each, it has to be created instance only one. If we are multiple threads are trying to access, we have used the locking mechanism. It will try to give only one thread at a time, like only one instance, all the application wise. Like that is one thing. And factory design pattern, we have implemented the jobs for weekly job, monthly job, and daily job. Instead of creating an creation of an object, why we need to take a bother of the lifetime management and all the things, we have created a factory design pattern. We are calling that the case, what is the value of the object I need it, it will give as an object. I don't want to bother creation of multiple times object creation like that. We have used the factory design pattern. And we have used the repository design pattern in terms of interface and implementation, and those has to be injected by using the dependency injection design pattern. used in all the constructor level dependency injection we have used in all the MVC application too. Uh, Coming to the CQRS, we have used the commands and queries. If we are using primary and secondary databases, all the queries has to go to the primary. All the commands has to go to the primary because it has to be insertion or deletion of objection logic. If we are retrieving the data for a reporting purpose, and we will redirecting of all the queries to the secondary. These primary and secondary was configured as a node to avoid performance issues if multiple users are trying to access the data or trying to save the data at the same time.
Okay, okay. My question was only related to Ganga 4. The CQRS is fine, that is the data service pattern, but it's okay. That we'll go through later on the microservice section. So when we say factory, just sorry, I'm bothering you multiple times.
No problem.
Okay. So can you skeleton up the factory pattern? You are talking about abstract factory or factory pattern?
Factory
what
pattern.
Exactly?
We have.
Okay, so can you please write a skeleton of factory pattern on the notepad, same notepad? Sure. You can take any sample, that's fine.
Yeah. We have a job interface is there and the classes daily job has to be implemented ijob because the same thing has to be there for daily job, weekly job, and monthly job.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We will consider daily job and monthly job as of now. This is the declaration, how your factory will design.
Yeah, this is an interface. These are the implementer and the factory class. This is the one of method public static. This is the method. This method has to be, we need to call the static method. In the static method, we will use the switch statement. The statement of a job type. If it is a
yes, very good. I understand. Let's say consider. Have you come across where without switch case or if else condition you implement factory pattern? Have you come across? If yes, then we'll discuss. If not, then we'll move on. From the factory pattern wise, I am very much fine with this answer what you have given. But did you come across anywhere where let's say consider what happens tomorrow? I'm going to add additional job type. What will happen every time I need to come here and change it to switch case or if else condition, need to append some code. So have you come across anywhere you have implemented a factory without switch or if else condition?
We can go with the abstract factory and that will taken care of without changing, and it will add that some block of code and it will return it.
Okay. There is way to implement this factory without having if else condition. We can look on that later. That's fine, not issue.
Okay.
Let's move on the solid principle side. So I hope you are well aware about the solid principles. Okay. So let's go on the open close principle. What do you understand by open close principle?
Yeah, basically the open close principle, it's stating that if you want to add an if you want to alter an existing class, don't alter it because it is well defined and well tested and well formatted. In those cases, I will go with that, extend that base class and make that class as an abstract class, and we can use that the child class, whether you want to whether you want to use that existing implementation of existing method, or if you want to override it. Then those cases, I don't want to touch of an existing base class which has been already well used and well tested. Those cases, I don't want to use it. It has to be stopped to alter of an existing class. I will give a provision to extend my class to use it or to can extend it. In those cases, I can go with the open closed.
Okay, good, good. Your definition is right. Okay, I have pinned you a chat. I will give a scenario. I would like to see how do you approach it. Okay, about the open close. So if you go on chat window, so if you see here what I have given it here, there is a repository. They have used repository pattern. Okay, okay, you can paste it here. So the I user repository earlier it contains three method called four method add, edit, delete and view, and then I have a user repository class. The line number 1 after 112, this is the new requirement which comes, and this requirement is they want to have a functionality to associate a user to a department. Now, this user repository was existing code, and associate user to repository is a new requirement which comes up. Now, by following the open close principle, what approach you would follow so that you follow the open close principle and implement this feature?
Yeah, I will create a new class. Extension which has to be extended the base class. I can implement this method inside this class, and if there is any changes on existing method, if you use that Lisco substitution principle, parent object can refers to any of the child objects, right? I can able to access it.
Okay, good. Let's move to the next question. Azure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So on the Azure side, how much real-time experience? Ramu, my question is like, I do not want to go the area where you do not have the experience. So I want to cover only the areas what you have it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Unnecessarily asking something which candidate does not know is not relevant. You understand, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes. So in Azure, you have worked on keyword. What are the services you have? I know you cannot remember all, but majorly what are the services you have worked on that on Azure side?
I have used the Azure Service Bus. Okay, and I have used the function app, and I have used the app services, and AKS as well as container registry. Coming to load balancer, application load balancer, creating the virtual network subnets and Azure DevOps as a CI/CD pipeline, and creating the boards and all the things.
Okay, good, good. Let's say consider you have got a chance to deploy a microservice. Okay, so what kind of infrastructure you use? A app services or use a container? How do you do that? What approach would be from your side?
Yeah, it's if it is a microservices application, definitely we'll go with the container, and we need to create images by using the Docker file, and the file has to be saved into the Azure container registry. While using the CI/CD, those container we'll save that the YAML files as artifacts folder, and I will get it as those artifact folders from the Azure container registry and host it into the all the deployment.yaml or service.yaml to AKS.
Okay. How do you secure your APIs? Let's say consider you have API hosted on the Azure, however you hosted in container or however. Okay. So how do you like you have a lot of vulnerability or a lot of issue can happen if someone try to do some cross-site scripting and other stuff. So how do you secure your services from this kind of vulnerability?
We'll use Azure App Insight and to get it as what is going on any of the leakage or any of the
Yeah, that is
vulnerabilities.
Azure Insight or telemetrics. That means you are going to see what issue is happening. How to prevent that issue should not happen.
By using SonarQube static code analyzer, and I will use it and I will try to find out what could be the blocker issue or blocker things or any of the code leakage or any of the
Okay.
vulnerabilities.
Let me rephrase this question. Let's say consider you find out there is a cross-site scripting other vulnerability has been reported.
Okay.
Let's say consider it's reported. Now, what would be a minimum effort and best approach to do that to fix this kind of issue?
Yeah, it's a case to case, like whether it is a code fix or whether it is an client side fix or whether it is a database fix. It has to be depend on the case to case. We need to apply the some patches on whether we are using the old versions of the third party framework or whether we are because of
Let's say consider you have to apply on your service side. Let's say consider on Azure side. What you need to do that?
Service side, I need to escalate it to the Azure service team, and this parallelly, I want to see that some of the POCs on how to prevent those things, and if we got that some solution, I want to discuss with management team, and we'll apply the same thing on the.
That is the process. That is the process. Okay, let me go in more specific. What I was looking for, why I'm taking this question,
Okay.
which is a very important question on the security side. Have you worked application gateway or web application firewall?
But as part of experience wise, I don't have. But application gateway is basically used to network traffic routing. I can say as part of my theoretical knowledge, but implementation side, I did not get a chance to work on application gateway.
Okay, these are very important. Okay, for security on the Azure application gateway or WAF. Those are this firewall is very important. I hope you go through that after this. Okay, that's fine and not issue. Okay, Azure keyword. You have mentioned that you have used on Azure keyword. So what is basically Azure keyword and why in which scenario you go for Azure keyword services?
Yeah, I want to store that secret information, whether it is DB connection strings or Azure keyword connections. Like it's a Azure connection strings. Like we have the different keys, right? Like if you use the service bus secured access keys, we need to generate the connection strings as well as keys. If you want to expose that connection string to the outside world, or if someone is able to see that one, they will be able to access that or whatever the services we have. Okay, in those cases, I want to store those secrets in Azure Key Vault, and we will set it up as some expiration date or some retention period of retention time for that those keys. If something is happening on those keys, we can able to change it, or the whatever the application is to be reading from those as a key, and value has to be dynamic whenever we want to change, and we can able to change it automatically.
Okay, have you come across any time OAuth OpenID Connect implementation in your area?
Correct.
One of your
Yes, yeah. OAuth with OpenID 2.0. Yes.
Okay, so how do you implement in the Azure? Let's say consider you have Azure. How and you have your service. And as a architect, I told you implement one to in this. So what will be your infrastructure request? What do you feel that what and all is required? What will be approach?
Yeah, we need to use Azure Identity Service, Azure Active Directory and Identity Management. Both the things has to be taken care as a consideration. we need to register our application, and we need to get the tenant ID and the login URL, and whatever that the default URL, login URL, and it is a redirect URL kind of thing. We need to register it, and we need to use that URL from the application, or for Postman or whatever it may be. We need to get it as by using authentication flow, and by using the authentication cloud flow, it will go to the user ID and password, and like you can client ID, client secret, and what is the resources saying. If he is having an access kind of thing, I will request it. It will give in terms of the token and refresh token, and we will use that. We will save that information into a database, and we will try to refresh the token, or we can use the same token if it is not expired.
Okay. Okay, good. So Ramu, just a few suggestions from my side is before I wind up this call. Refresh your security, Azure cloud, and skill set. Okay, also on little bit on design patterns, basically on that side. Okay, that is one suggestion from my side. Just refresh it. I know you know the preparation might not get much more time for you, so prepare well. Okay, if you have got selected for next round. Okay,
Sure,
that's
no
one my
problem.
suggestion.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
very useful. A session has to be get it. Otherwise, we can't correct it ourselves, right? Yeah, it's very good,
Yes,
good
yes, yes.
feedback. Yeah.
Correct. With, I know things are very much you are aware about that. The thing is, what I'm missing is that the preparation part. I do understand you will be able to do that. You might not get a time yet. Okay. So before I wind up this call, do you have any question for me, Ramu?
I want to know what is the exactly the project tech skills they are looking for.
Okay. So, are the project technology wise, I think you have what we require. We are looking for, someone who has C# skill with good to have a cloud, Azure cloud exposure with microservices and React or Angular JS, something like that. Okay, so this is very high level requirement what we highlight as of now. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Any other question from your side?
No. I got your point. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.